Welcome back. On Sunday, the city of Castries experienced significant flooding. Social media was abuzz with videos showing roads transformed into waterways. Hot 7 TV spoke with the director of the Met Services on the weather occurrence.
There were multiple reports of flooding in the city of Castries on Sunday, 18th October. While some parts of the island were enjoying sunshine, the city was submerged in water within minutes due to heavy rainfall. Eyewitnesses say it took just about half an hour for drains and gutters within the city to overflow onto city streets, rendering them impassable. Director of the Met Services, André Joyer, explained what transpired on Sunday.
This was caused by the sea breeze effect. We had some light southerly winds which passed over the central mountain range and deposited intense rainfall over the city area. This was an isolated event and the surrounding areas was not affected.
He says this was an isolated yet common occurrence.
The warm ocean air currents would pass over the mountain range. It's forced upwards, and then you'd have the rains at the other end of the mountains, so on the leeward side. If we have, say, southwesterly winds, we'd expect the village of Dennery to be flooded. If it's easterly winds, it would affect Soufrière. In this case, it was southerly winds. So the winds come off from Vieux-Fort's area, passes over the center of the island, and then deposits the rain on the leeward side of the islands, which would have been the city of Castries.
During that period, the George F. L. Charles Airport recorded 35.2 milliliters of water on Sunday, while only a trace of rainfall was recorded at the Uranora Airport. Joyer underscored that the hurricane season is not yet over and people need to take heed and continue to listen and pay attention to the weather advisories issued by the Met Services. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzalez.
Now, Mayor of Castries, Peter St. Francis, has attributed Sunday's flooding mainly to the poor waste disposal habits of residents of the city and environs. Jacques Wooding reports.
It is the opinion of Castries Mayor Peter St. Francis that indiscriminate dumping of garbage in outer city communities remains a major contributor to the city's flooding woes. Following extensive flooding on Sunday, October 18th, he commended CCC workers for their daily efforts to keep the city clean, even though they appear to be in vain. The mayor believes that too often citizens who spark issue with poor city drainage are themselves silent enablers or contributors to the problem.
If you realize before half an hour, everything was back to normal. But getting back to your point about the trash, and this is something as if you look in the bay, right, especially Bannon, you don't see that daily sight of, trash in the sea and so on. But again, we have called, and we can't do everything by ourselves. And people in St. Lucia, as I tell you, when it comes to nastiness, we're not far from number one. Okay? So if you look at from places like New Village, you look at it's not region Castries Central per se. You will see they come from the rivers. You see there's gushing down. It's a good thing you didn't see fridges and stoves and so on Jeremy Street yesterday.
The mayor confirmed rumors of a dysfunctional water pump further contributing to the situation on Sunday. He says this new hurdle has resulted in waters being further delayed when receding. Because
we had only one of the pumps alone that was working. It's because they have two pumps, one was wrong, but as I said, because of our consistent cleaning of the gutters and so on, that we were able to see within half an hour, everything was back in normal. We have a particular problem on Coral Street and so on. If you look at Coral Crossing, at one time they had to cut the road. Now you don't get that. But if you look at by Frederick Building, you look like by Rekai, you look Coral Street, we have a situation. So while Jeremy Street, get back to normal less than half an hour, that around that area, it took us over an hour to 2 hours for that water to settle down.
The Castries mayor has called on citizens to take individual responsibility for proper waste disposal and do their part for a better Castries. Jacques Wooding, Hot 7 News.
Following the impassioned address given to the nation by Prime Minister Alan Shastney on Friday ahead of a NEMAC meeting in relation to individuals who refuse to adhere to COVID-19 protocols, his tone left the nation talking. While some were understanding of his source of frustration, others voiced their anger, stating that they felt as if the Prime Minister spoke down at them in a condescending manner. So our team took to the streets to ask the public how they felt about the PM's tone. Here's what you had to say.
So today we asked members of the public how they took his address. Were they offended or did they understand his tone?
Yeah, I cannot really blame the Honorable Prime Minister for the method the manner in which he addressed the people. The poor Prime Minister is under a lot of pressure. He needs help, he needs guidance. So we must have a little patience with him. Okay?
I've not heard the Prime Minister's speech, but as long as it's a message he's sending that is beneficial to the whole nation, in whatever form he says, we have to accept it because it's the truth he's speaking, he's not lying.
Sometimes I think it is imperative you use the right tone of voice or manner of speech to convey a message that is serious. And I am of the opinion when it pertains to the virus COVID-19, it is a very serious issue. So if the Prime Minister has been saying things and the medical experts have been saying things and the relevant authority have been saying things and people are not paying any heed, I think it's only sensible or only wise to say it in a more sterner manner so the message could get across. Thank you very much.
Prime Minister has a job to do and he's under a lot of pressure. So right now he has to do all within his power to see what he can do for the best of we St. Lucians, you understand that? So I am seeing that right now St. Lucians have to take that more seriously. When the Prime Minister could come out and speak in such a way, that means it's a serious matter.
Yeah, man, I find he was aggressive, and he did like people is his children. You check what I'm telling you? The Prime Minister have to come better than that, man. Yeah, that's my take on, and he have to come better than that. That's what I have to say.
Well, you've just heard what they had to say. Want a chance to share your opinion? Join us next time when you can have your say. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Rochelle Gonzalez.
Now, the Prime Minister has expressed that all is well within the ranks of the UWP following much rumor regarding alleged division within the party. The Prime Minister says he is grateful for the confidence placed in him by the party's delegates who voted unanimously to keep him as political leader.
State affairs in my camp are fantastic. I'm very proud of the ministers and the supporters we have in our party. I'm very humbled by their endorsement again to keep me as political leader to run the next elections. And what I see is men and women who are dedicated to being able to move St. Lucia forward, and in particular in this COVID period to do their part and to stay very focused. So what's good for the public of St. Lucia, there's no distractions in my party. There is absolute unity. Do we always agree with everything that we have to do? No, but that's healthy. And the fact is that that's what you want, is you want persons who have the ability to be able to question, because that questioning normally leads to the best solution.
The Prime Minister is adamant that the government would not have been able to respond effectively to the COVID-19 pandemic had it not been for its united front. The latest initiative to be launched by Courts St. Lucia promises to ease the burden of the challenges presented by COVID-19 to customers across the island. Credit Care by Courts Ready Finance was unveiled during the week at the Courts Megastore in Marisil in the presence of the media, the Minister for Labour and staff.
Being here.
Company officials are calling Credit Care the most important initiative to be launched by the Unicoma Group in recent times. Though Courts St. Lucia had already taken steps in the past to mitigate the negative impacts of COVID-19 on customers, OECS Managing Director Mr. Vincent Gordon felt that the company could do a lot more. Today, according to Gordon, the company has developed a comprehensive solutions-based credit relief system designed to assist customers with salary deductions, reduced working hours, reduced household income, as well as those who have been laid off or made redundant.
The year 2020 has been one for the history books, and it's not even done yet. COVID-19 has been brutal in breaking down barriers and in exposing all of us to the significance of working together, and of helping each other. Every single one of us has experienced firsthand the stress and the uncertainty of this pandemic. We are confident that this initiative, Credicare, is going to go a long way in increasing the confidence of our customers, the confidence of consumers in general, and help them to emerge even stronger than they were before. Courts cares.
The initiative offers customers the options to reschedule payments or consolidate debt at reduced monthly installments, refinance and restore their credit ratings, as well as a payment holiday and credit protection insurance, where courts will make payments on behalf of the unemployed customer for a period of 12 months. Minister of Labour Honorable Stephenson King was present at the ceremony and applauded the company for the program.
In the tourism sector and its related services, we have lost nearly 15,000 jobs. And you can probably multiply that by 3 and consider it to be 45,000 jobs lost. Within the school sector, schools are reporting now that more and more children are coming to school without breakfast or not having lunch. And for the first time, probably, students are reporting that their meals are being stolen. But you have found in your own initiative that there are ways we can help the unfortunate, the less fortunate. There are ways you can help. And so I want to commend Unicoma for the initiative of Credicare.
In addition to Credicare, Unicoma has announced plans to launch a microfinance initiative geared towards assisting SMEs affected by the global pandemic throughout the 6 Caribbean islands where it currently operates.
Stay with us. Our special Moi Heritage Creole feature, sports and weather are all coming up after the break.